Hey everyone, welcome back to the Deep Dive
Back again.
for another deep dive.
A huge thanks to Teacher Ricky, our awesome producer for this episode idea.
Absolutely.
It's great to have you with us again, Ralph, John, Emmanuel Zamudio.
Welcome back.
We really appreciate your support.
Yes.
And for everyone else tuning in, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to help others find the show.
Yes, please do that.
Today we're diving deep into the Next Millionaire Next Door. We're on a journey to uncover the secrets of financial freedom.
Good stuff.
And this book offers a ton of encouragement and practical advice, especially if you're feeling stuck in a financial rut.
Especially if you are.
So if climbing Mount Everest sounds easier than digging yourself out of debt,
Oh, that's a good one.
you're in the right place.
Yes, you are.
We're going to unpack the habits and strategies that real-life millionaires use to build their wealth.
Okay.
Based on the research of Thomas J. Stanley, Ph.D., and his daughter, Sarah Stanley Fallaw, Ph.D.
A dynamic dude. They've spent years researching what makes millionaires tick and how their behaviors contribute to their success.
Years and years.
So,
Yeah, what's fascinating about the Next Millionaire Next Door is that it shatters a lot of common myths we have about wealth.
okay.
For example, we often assume that a high income automatically equals wealth.
Right.
But the authors make it clear that the real measure of wealth is your net worth, what you own, minus what you owe.
Right. It's not about how much you earn, but how much you keep and grow.
Exactly.
They illustrate this with a story about a park ranger nicknamed Ranger X Rich.
Ranger X Rich.
I love it.
He was ticketing all these luxury cars, assuming they belonged to wealthy people.
Makes sense.
Turns out appearances can be deceiving.
Oh, yeah.
He often targeted people who were living beyond their means, maybe even drowning in debt.
Right, and they contrast that with the story of Mr. Multiplinsky, a Ferrari owner who loves to flaunt his wealth.
Okay.
He fits that stereotype of millionaire.
Right.
But what the authors found is that most millionaires actually live modestly.
They drive used cars, live in average neighborhoods, and are very careful with their money.
So you're saying that driving a fancy car and living in a mansion doesn't necessarily mean you're wealthy.
Nope.
It could actually be a sign that you're not managing your money well.
Precisely. The book highlights that true wealth often comes from being frugal, making smart financial decisions, and investing wisely.
Okay, so let's talk about frugality.
Okay,
It's a word that sometimes gets a bad rap.
it does.
People think it means being cheap or depriving yourself.
Yeah.
But the book presents a different perspective.
Yes, it's not about being a miser. It's about being mindful of your spending and making conscious choices.
Okay.
The authors introduce a concept they call economic outpatient care,
Okay.
which refers to relying on financial handouts from family or friends.
Oh.
They argue that while it might seem helpful in the short term, it can actually create a cycle of dependence and hinder your long-term financial independence.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like you're always relying on someone else to bail you out instead of learning to stand on your own 2 feet financially.
Exactly. And they share a really inspiring story about a woman named Christy whose parents instilled the value of frugality in her from a young age.
Okay.
They taught her how to budget, save, and appreciate the value of money. Those early lessons played a huge role in her success later in life as a business leader.
So her parents' approach to money shaped her mindset and habits, even as she became successful. That's powerful.
It is.
But I imagine being too frugal could backfire, right?
Of course, there's a balance to everything.
Right.
The authors acknowledge that extreme frugality can lead to a lower quality of life and missed opportunities. The key is to find that sweet spot where you're being mindful of your spending without feeling deprived or limited.
So for you listening out there, what does this all mean? How can we apply these ideas to our own lives?
Well, start by tracking your expenses. You might be surprised where your money is actually going. Create a budget, even if it's a simple one, to help you prioritize your spending.
Okay.
Look for ways to get value for your money, whether it's negotiating better deals or simply cutting back on unnecessary expenses.
Great advice. It's all about making conscious choices that align with your financial goals.
It is.
And speaking of influences, the book also dives into how our early experiences, especially our parents' financial behaviors, shape our attitudes and habits as adults.
It's true.
They share an interesting anecdote about a family where the parents instilled financial discipline in their children from a young age.
Okay.
The children grew up making wise financial decisions, and even when they inherited a substantial amount of money later in life, they continued to manage it responsibly.
Wow.
Wow. So even with a sudden windfall, those early lessons stuck with them. It really highlights how important it is to teach kids about money.
It does.
But they also contrast that with the story of a business owner whose parents were big spenders. They didn't leave much of an inheritance, which actually motivated him to take a different path and focus on building wealth through his own efforts.
Interesting.
It sounds like those early experiences, whether positive or negative, can really shape our financial trajectory.
Exactly. And while we can't control our past, we can certainly learn from it and make conscious choices to break negative cycles and build a better financial future.
Well said. Now let's get into some of those choices, especially when it comes to big expenses like housing and cars.
Let's do it.
The book emphasizes that these are two areas where people often make financial missteps that can have long-term consequences.
Big ones.
They tell a cautionary tale about a guy named Jerry who bought an expensive house in a rich neighborhood,
Oh,
trying to keep up with a certain image.
yeah.
When his company was acquired, he faced some serious financial strain.
Ooh,
That big house suddenly became a big burden.
it
It's
happens.
a classic case of living beyond your means.
It is.
And speaking of good advice, there's also a story about a woman named Deb who advised her friend against moving to an affluent neighborhood.
I like her already.
She knew that trying to keep up with the Joneses could lead to financial stress and potentially even debt,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
right? And it's not just about keeping up appearances. The book suggests aiming for a home priced no more than 3 times your annual income.
Okay.
That's a good rule of thumb to avoid overextending yourself.
Good rule of thumb.
So you're saying that choosing a more modest home can actually free up more money to invest and build wealth.
Yes.
That's a perspective you don't often hear.
It's not common, but it's powerful.
Exactly. And that same principle applies to cars.
It does.
Okay, let's talk about cars.
Let's talk cars.
Another area where people tend to overspend.
It's true.
Is the book saying that millionaires don't drive fancy cars?
Well, not necessarily. But they do challenge the myth that leasing is always a better financial choice. It turns out that most millionaires actually purchase their vehicles, and they often drive them for many years.
Interesting.
They even share a funny anecdote about the author selling his 13-year-old Toyota.
13 years. That's pretty impressive.
It is.
It really shows that they're focused on getting value for their money and not getting caught up in the cycle of constantly upgrading to the latest model.
Exactly. It's about making smart choices that align with your financial goals, not about trying to impress others.
So the takeaway here is that we should be mindful of our spending habits, especially when it comes to big-ticket items like houses and cars.
For sure.
Don't let the desire to appear wealthy prevent you from actually becoming wealthy.
Absolutely. Financial independence is about making smart choices that align with your goals, not about keeping up with the Joneses.
Okay, so we've talked about frugality and smart choices in housing and cars. What other insights does the book offer on the path to financial freedom?
Well, it emphasizes the importance of identifying your strengths and targeting opportunities that align with those strengths.
That makes sense. It's about leveraging your skills and talents to create income and build wealth.
Exactly. They argue that your career should be more than just a paycheck.
Oh, got
It should align with your passions, offer growth potential, and of course, provide a good income.
So it's about finding a career path that's both fulfilling and financially rewarding. But what about those early career experiences that maybe weren't so ideal?
Well, the book actually highlights the value of those experiences, even the ones that seem less than ideal.
Really?
You can learn valuable skills, gain insights into different industries, and build a network of contacts.
So even those less than glamorous jobs can be stepping stones to something bigger and better.
Exactly.
I like that perspective.
Yeah.
They share an example of a high-earning sales professional who eventually transitioned to become a successful business owner. Their sales experience, they argue, was a great incubator for entrepreneurship.
It was.
That's inspiring. It shows that we can learn and grow from every experience, even the ones we might not be thrilled about at the time.
It's true.
And they don't shy away from the potential of moonlighting or gig work.
They don't.
These can be great ways to supplement your income, explore different career options, and potentially even launch a successful business.
All of that.
I can see how that could be empowering. It's about taking initiative and creating your own opportunities.
Yeah.
They even share a success story, right?
They do. There's a really inspiring story about Tanya Lanthier, a dental hygienist who built a multi-million-dollar business.
Wow.
She saw a need in the market, leveraged her network, and worked hard to turn her idea into a reality.
This is so encouraging. It shows that anyone, regardless of their background, can achieve financial success with the right mindset skills and a bit of hustle.
Absolutely. Building wealth is about recognizing opportunities, taking calculated risks, and being willing to put in the work.
Great insights. So we've talked about being frugal, making smart choices, finding the right career path, and even exploring side hustles. Where do we go from here?
Well, next we'll delve into one of the most important aspects of building wealth, especially for those with higher incomes.
Stay tuned as we dive deeper into the world of investing and uncover how millionaires make their money work for them.
We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back to the deep dive. We're picking up right where we left off, exploring the world of investing through the lens of the next millionaire next door.
When we think about investing, we often picture Wall Street stock tickers and complicated financial strategies.
It can seem that way.
But this book really demystifies investing, showing that it's not as complex or intimidating as it might seem.
It's true.
So,
One of the key takeaways for me was that investing isn't just about picking individual stocks. It's
Got it.
about having a comprehensive strategy that includes understanding different asset classes, managing risk, and most importantly, having a long-term perspective.
it's about building a solid foundation for your financial future, not about chasing quick wins or trying to time the market.
Exactly. And the book offers some really interesting insights into how millionaires actually invest their money. They favor real estate,
Okay.
especially investment properties, over their personal residences.
That's fascinating. You'd think that millionaires would be all about luxury homes,
You would.
but they actually see real estate as a way to generate income and build wealth over time.
Precisely. And they understand that higher returns often come with higher risk.
Right.
They're not afraid to take calculated risks, but they also diversify their investments to spread that risk.
So it's not about putting all your eggs in one basket.
Nope.
It's about creating a balanced portfolio that can weather market fluctuations.
Right. And here's something that might surprise you. Most millionaires actually manage their own investments.
Really?
They're not relying on expensive financial advisors or complex investment strategies.
Huh?
They're doing their research, making informed decisions, and staying disciplined.
So you're saying that you don't need to be a financial guru to be a successful investor.
Right.
You just need to be willing to learn, do your homework, and make a plan.
Exactly. The book really challenges the notion that you need to have a certain level of financial expertise or a huge amount of money to get started.
That's good.
It's about having the right mindset, being patient, and sticking to your plan even when things get tough.
That's empowering.
It is.
But let's be honest, investing can be intimidating.
Sure can.
There's so many options,
Yeah.
so much jargon,
Yeah,
and it's easy to make mistakes.
absolutely. And that's why the book also highlights the importance of avoiding common investing mistakes.
Okay.
They advise against trying to time the market, chasing after the latest hot stock, or getting caught up in emotional decision-making.
It's about staying rational and focused on your long-term goal.
Right. Slow and steady wins the race, as they say. And speaking of seeking advice, they share a rather thought-provoking anecdote about a financial advisor who actually prefers clients who lack confidence.
Wait, what? Why would a financial advisor prefer clients who lack confidence?
Well, it highlights the fact that not all financial advisors have your best interests at heart.
Right.
Some may take advantage of people's lack of knowledge or insecurity to push products or strategies that benefit them more than their clients.
That's a good point. It's a reminder to always be skeptical, do your own research, and make sure you understand any investment advice you're given.
Absolutely. You need to be an informed investor regardless of whether you're working with an advisor or managing your own portfolio.
Great advice.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about taking ownership of your financial future.
Uh-huh.
Now, beyond investing, the book also delves into the importance of something they call social capital.
Yes.
What exactly does that mean?
Social capital is about the power of relationships. It's about building a network of people who can support your growth, offer valuable advice,
Okay.
and open doors to opportunities.
So it's about more than just making money. It's about connecting with others, building trust, and leveraging those relationships to create win-win situations.
Exactly. The authors argue that strong social connections can be just as valuable as financial capital.
Interesting.
They share stories of millionaires who have benefited greatly from their networks, from getting access to exclusive investment opportunities to finding mentors who guided them on their path to success.
It makes sense when you think about it. We all need support and guidance along the way, especially when it comes to something as complex as building wealth.
We do.
Having a network of people who believe in you, challenge you, and share their experiences can make a huge difference.
Absolutely. And it's not just about taking from your network.
Oh,
It's
no.
about giving back, sharing your knowledge, and supporting others on their journeys.
So it's about creating a reciprocal relationship where everyone benefits.
Exactly.
Wow.
Now let's talk about something that's absolutely crucial for achieving any goal, especially financial success. Your mindset.
Okay, mindset. It's a popular topic these days.
Yeah.
But how does it specifically relate to building wealth?
Well, the book emphasizes the importance of having a positive and empowering mindset. It's
Mhm.
about believing in yourself, taking responsibility for your financial decisions, and staying focused on your goals even when faced with setbacks.
So it's not just about having a plan. It's about having the mental fortitude to stick to it and overcome challenges.
Right. They share stories of millionaires who faced incredible obstacles from business failures to personal tragedies,
Wow.
but they never gave up on their dreams. They maintained a positive outlook, learned from their mistakes, and kept moving forward.
That's incredibly inspiring. It shows that resilience and perseverance are essential qualities for achieving any kind of success.
Absolutely. And it's also about having a growth mindset, being open to learning, adapting, and continuously improving your skills and knowledge.
So it's about embracing challenges as opportunities for growth, rather than seeing them as roadblocks.
Exactly. The book really challenges us to examine our own beliefs and identify any limiting thoughts that might be holding us back.
Those negative self-talk patterns that can really sabotage our efforts.
Right. It's about replacing those negative thoughts with positive affirmations and empowering beliefs.
Okay.
And it's about surrounding yourself with people who support your growth and inspire you to reach your full potential.
That's a great point. Our environment can have a huge impact on our mindset. If we're constantly surrounded by negativity or people who doubt our abilities, it's much harder to stay positive and motivated.
Absolutely. So it's about choosing your influences wisely and creating an environment that nurtures your growth and supports your goals.
Well said.
Mm.
So we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, from investing strategies and the power of social capital to the crucial role of mindset in achieving financial success.
We have.
And while we focused on the practical steps and strategies for building wealth, it's important to remember that the next millionaire next door is about much more than just money.
You got it.
It's about creating a life of freedom, purpose, and fulfillment.
Exactly. In the next and final part, we'll explore what it truly means to achieve financial freedom and how it can empower you to live a life that aligns with your values and brings you joy.
Stay tuned for part 3, where we'll dive deeper into the concept of financial freedom and how to create a life you love.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We've spent the last 2 parts of this episode unpacking the habits, strategies, and mindsets of millionaires based on the Next Millionaire Next Door. But as we wrap up our deep dive, it's time to shift gears a bit.
You're right. We've talked about frugality, investing, even the power of social capital, but ultimately all of those things are tools to help us achieve something much bigger: financial freedom.
And that's what we're going to explore in this final part. What does it actually mean to be financially free? Is it just about having a lot of money in the bank?
Well, the authors of The Next Millionaire Next Door make it clear that true financial freedom is about much more than just accumulating wealth. It's about having the freedom to live life on your own terms.
So it's about having choices, not just having dollars.
Exactly. It's about having the time and resources to pursue your passions, spend time with loved ones, and make a positive impact on the world.
It sounds like it's about aligning your life with your values, not just your bank account. Precisely. Financial freedom gives you the ability to choose how you spend your time where you live and what you do for work. It's about not being tied to a job you hate just to pay the bills.
That resonates with so many people, I think. That feeling of being trapped by financial obligations.
It's a common experience, unfortunately. But financial freedom also provides a sense of security, knowing that you can weather financial storms without having to drastically change your lifestyle.
So it's about building a solid foundation that can withstand life's inevitable ups and downs.
Exactly. Now, one of the key concepts the book explores on the path to financial freedom is finding your purpose. The authors argue that having a clear sense of purpose can give your life direction and motivation.
That makes a lot of sense. When you have a purpose, you're driven by something bigger than yourself.
Right. It's about identifying what you're truly passionate about and finding ways to align your work and life with those passions. They share stories of millionaires who found immense fulfillment and satisfaction in their work because it gave them a sense of purpose.
And it wasn't just about the money for them. It was about making a difference, contributing something valuable to the world.
Exactly. And what's interesting is that they argue that finding your purpose can actually lead to greater financial success.
Why is that?
Because when you're passionate about what you're doing, you're more likely to be engaged, motivated, and persistent. You're more likely to go the extra mile to innovate, to take risks. All of those things can contribute to greater financial success.
It's like that saying, do what you love and the money will follow.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Now, beyond finding your purpose, the book also emphasizes the importance of giving back to your community.
This is something we hear a lot about these days, the importance of social responsibility and philanthropy.
It's not a new concept, but it's certainly one that resonates deeply with the authors of The Next Millionaire Next Door. They argue that true wealth isn't just about accumulating money for yourself, it's about using your resources to make a positive impact on the world around you.
It's about recognizing that we're all interconnected and that our actions have ripple effects.
Exactly. They highlight the philanthropic efforts of many millionaires who donate their time and money to causes they believe in. But they also encourage everyone, regardless of their income level, to find ways to give back.
So it's not just about writing big checks. It's about finding ways to contribute to make a difference, no matter how small.
Right. It could be volunteering your time, donating to a local charity, or simply being a kind and supportive neighbor. Every act of generosity counts.
And it's not just about making the world a better place. Giving back can also have a profound impact on the giver.
Absolutely. The book argues that giving back can bring a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction that money simply can't buy. It can give your life meaning and purpose, and it can strengthen your connection to your community.
So we've talked about finding your purpose and giving back. What else does it mean to live a life of fulfillment, as the book suggests?
Well, the authors emphasize that financial freedom is just one piece of the puzzle. It's also about nurturing strong relationships, pursuing your interests, and taking care of your physical and mental health.
It's about creating a balanced and fulfilling life, where your financial well-being supports your overall well-being.
Exactly. They emphasize the importance of spending quality time with loved ones, nurturing your hobbies, and making time for activities that bring you joy.
It's about prioritizing the things that truly matter, the things that bring you happiness and make life worth living.
Right. And they also encourage readers to prioritize their health and well-being through exercise, healthy eating, and stress management techniques.
Because what good is financial freedom if you don't have the health and energy to enjoy it?
Exactly. Taking care of yourself can enhance your energy focus and overall quality of life. And it can extend your lifespan, allowing you to enjoy the fruits of your financial success for many years to come.
So financial freedom isn't just a destination, it's a journey. And it's a journey that should encompass all aspects of our lives.
Well said. And I think The Next Millionaire Next Door offers a fantastic roadmap for anyone who wants to embark on that journey. It reminds us that true wealth is about more than just money. It's about living a life of freedom, purpose, and fulfillment.
And it's a journey that's within reach for anyone who's willing to put in the effort.
Absolutely.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive into the next millionaire next door. We've covered a lot of ground, from debunking myths about wealth to exploring the habits, strategies, and mindsets that can help you achieve financial freedom and create a life you love. A huge thank you to Teacher Ricky for suggesting this book. It's been an eye-opening journey for sure. And a big shout out to Ralph, John, and Manuel Zamudio. Thanks for watching. If you have any books or topics you'd like us to deep dive into, let us know. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe to help others find the show. Remember, financial freedom is just around the corner for those who are willing to put in the effort. See you next time.